Hi, I'm Betty Banjack, and this is Look Who's Cooking. And today my special guest is Sean Lee.
Thanks for having me, Betty.
Very good. And we've been trying to schedule this for quite a while, so we finally made it today. We're all okay. And Sean's going to make something really easy, but a lot of us do not make well, even though we try to make it. And that's something always happens. He's going to make risotto.
Which is Italian rice.
Yeah, Italian rice.
And it's a lot creamier than regular rice. A lot of people think you use cream in it, but you don't. It just turns out that way. It's probably a little higher in starch than regular rice, but makes an awesome dish.
Okay. I know people put them in rings and everything too when they serve them. We're not going to do that today.
I don't.
We didn't bring a ring. That's the reason.
I make this at home. I get home from work at 5:30.
Oh.
This is like a side dish that my wife loves, and we just slam it together.
You have a small child. Does
Yes.
he eat this?
I have not made it lately, so he has not had a chance to try it, but he loves it.
You can take some home and he can try it tonight.
He'll probably love it.
Okay. Why don't you just jump in and do what you want to do and start what you want to start, and we'll.
Okay. Very easy dish and very simple. It just requires 1 onion, a red pepper, or you can use a green pepper. And I also today have fresh garlic, but normally the chicken broth that you use is usually seasoned with roasted garlic, so you don't have to go through that process of adding it.
Unless you like a lot of garlic.
Right, and it gives it a really good kick. Believe it or not, you only need 1 cup of risotto.
Is that this?
Yes. The Italian rice can be found in any supermarket. I'm not going to start with the rice first. What we'll do is we'll chop up some onion. We'll chop up some onion and the peppers. And what we use is, I find that it's easier if you just do it by whatever your preference is on taste. I love garlic. I usually add a lot of garlic to most of the dishes that I make at home. I love onion. I usually add a lot of that as well. So
whatever you want, right?
Exactly.
You're going to need the oil, huh?
Yes. Now, what's great about this, too, you put 2 tablespoons of oil in to saute the onions and the peppers. And you're supposed to add 2 tablespoons of butter, but I don't have any today, so we're going to add an extra tablespoon.
The butter and oil combination just makes it a little nicer flow, but it doesn't matter.
Well, it also seasons it.
Yeah, that's true.
The butter, I think, adds a nice flavor to it.
Yes, Julia Childs, she loves butter.
She's a big woman, too.
Yeah.
You can tell she loves butter.
Haven't heard much about her lately.
Now, what I would do is just turn the heat on this.
Ah, you did that quite well.
Thank you. Let the oil heat up.
That's a nice little pan.
Thank you. I brought that from home.
We bring everything from home in this show.
I know. Betty doesn't have much of a kitchen here, you guys. Anybody watching? If you want to donate a kitchen, let Betty know.
Oh, thank you for that.
Good plug.
Yeah, good plug we had there. Sean works for Comcast.
Yes, I do.
So,
now, with the onion, you typically would only do a half a cup. Or I like to do half an onion because I love onion, but normally you would do half of an onion chopped.
Half of an onion.
Yes.
You don't burn the garlic. The worst thing in the world is burnt garlic.
I'll tell you, I usually grill it too at home. It's great.
You grow it?
I grill it.
Oh, you grill it. Oh, that's different. I think you grow it. I had some relatives years ago from Western Pennsylvania. I know they did it all over. It was the Slavs and the Hungarians. They used to grow garlic all the time and braid it and hang it. And I swear their water tastes like garlic. I mean, they use so much garlic and everything.
Garlic's excellent for you, health-wise.
Yeah.
And just add the onions.
They didn't even know that then, I don't think.
What? How good it was for you? Never waste any onion. It's my motto.
I like garlic a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
I try to put it in everything.
Even his water.
Even my water. You know what?
Not quite.
But if you roast garlic on the grill, it turns a really nice brown. And then what you do is you can squeeze it out, and it comes out like a paste.
Oh, I know, the roasted
Yeah, and
garlic.
then you can put it on bread.
You have to be careful.
Like a spread.
You put garlic into vinegar, it turns green. It's awful looking. You can do it for the flavor if you're doing something, but that's what happens. It turns green.
I'm a big vinegar fan, so. Now, I usually add a whole pepper.
Whole pepper.
This is a huge
Red peppers are so expensive. but it's nice to have it. Just one isn't that bad. You know, you can splurge
And you
on
know
one
what? It's
pepper.
great. It adds color to it, to the dish.
Then there's purple and yellow, of course green.
I've never really cooked with them, so I don't know.
They're about the same as red. I like red roasted peppers.
Oh,
You know, you
awesome.
roast them in the oven, and then you stick them in the bag, and the skins fall off.
My wife makes one of the best red pepper soups I've ever had.
That's right. We kept telling me about that, but I haven't gotten her to.
I couldn't get her to come on the show.
Come on yet? Maybe soon. Maybe that she sees that you came home alive from this show.
She'll come back with
She'll
me.
come out with you to do another show. And it doesn't matter if you get a couple seeds in it, especially
Just adds
the
more
sweet
flavor
peppers.
to it. Well, the rice, when it starts to cook, will actually absorb all of the onion. Onion won't even be visible
Really?
in the dish. The flavor's great.
See, we're done with this, aren't we?
Yes,
Are you done with your onion?
I am.
Just stick
I
it
may
over.
add some more, but let's see what we have
Oh, well,
here.
we can give it right back to you. It smells wonderful already, and it's only oil, garlic, onions, red peppers. The biggest thing in this is the cooking time, cooking down. They keep cooking down to absorb the rice, right?
Yes. Well, the rice, in my opinion, absorbs everything that's in here.
Uh-huh. Can't wait to sample this one. This is a great
Big knife.
vegetarian dish.
You know, with Lent coming and Easter,
That's true too.
this is a dish that I have done with seafood, with mussels, and have added the mussels in towards the end and let them, well, I've actually pre-cooked them and then added them into the rice as it's finishing cooking, and it absorbs in. The flavor's wonderful.
This will be a good Mardi Gras dish. We're going to get into that in a
Absolutely.
little while. I want to wait and get your rice in there cooking so we have enough time for it to cook down so of course we can sample it. Are we finished with the oil?
Yes, we are.
I want to close it because with my luck, I will knock it over and we will have oil all over the table.
Now we'll let this cook. You're supposed to really saute the onions for about 3 minutes, but because I added pepper, there's a lot more moisture
Can the camera get
to
this
it.
color? The color is beautiful. This is the
I
camera.
don't want to
we
blow
use.
this up.
Yeah, see, it's just a beautiful color. We all know there's cameras here, so we play to the camera.
This is a great dish.
Yeah, I want to
A
mention
lot of
how
flavor.
you can just smell it. I mean, I want to mention how much I enjoy running into a lot of the viewers in the supermarkets, especially us. You can find me there all the time. I've come up with this great thing. Instead of buying a big order every week, or every 2 weeks, like people do, and you have to lug it home and lug it in, I go in like every other day and get what I need for a couple of days. So I'm in there a lot, and I see a lot of you, and I'm really happy that you come up and you speak to me, and that's what I want you to do. So we can talk about what you would like to see, if you'd like to be on the show. Just
Betty's always looking for guests.
yeah, always looking. After 7 years, it takes.
That's a lot of people to know.
That's a
7
lot of
years
people.
worth?
7 years worth of people. Luckily, I do know a lot of people.
Some of the people
Oh,
I know,
that
I wish I
smells
didn't
good.
know.
It almost looks like the onions are popping.
Well, I let them brown. And then what you do is you take a cup of the risotto,
The measuring cup disappears, so we're using,
a styrofoam cup, which will work.
which is about the
Now you
same.
just add that in and saute it with the vegetables. I usually let the rice get a little brown
Like
to
fry
it.
the rice a little?
Yeah, fry the rice a little bit.
That looks good like that, and I know it's not even
It's
puffed
so
up.
al dente. The rice is so hard and brittle that.
Let's see, I'm going to grab this thing.
And again, you can buy the risotto in just about any supermarket will have it. If you look in the pasta aisle or
And
wherever they have rice.
They do put the recipe for the standard right on most of the packages, I'm sure. And this one even tells you how to make it by microwave.
Right. A lot of people are scared to make it. They think it's a very complicated, involved dish. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you find it in a lot of your better restaurants. If it's on the menu, a lot of people think it's very involved, and the fact that there's cream, it tastes like there's cream in it. It's really not. It's a very simple dish.
Do you know how safe they are about things today? There's a little notice down here that says, packed in a plant that handles nuts and wheat products. They tell you some people are allergic to that, but at least that it's not in here, but they're telling you that it's in that plant that packs it.
And this was a dish. My wife is Italian, so this was a dish that impressed her family.
She was Italian?
That I made. She's still Italian.
Okay.
My wife is Italian, and is a dish that impressed my in-laws.
Oh, that's good.
Because they don't make it.
If they don't?
No, they were I was surprised. They cook a lot of things, and excellent Italian dishes, and things I've never had before, Italian-wise, like Italian recipes from different regions. And it really made a difference. And this really impressed them that I knew how to do this.
Okay.
So, and I actually spoke to a chef in Banjack who sort of turned me on to how to do it, how to cook the...
Once you cook something with someone, if you don't know what you're doing, find someone that does and cook it with them once, and it'll become your dish.
That's the truth.
And that's what you do with your chef friends.
Now, what I add now, once the rice starts to brown a little bit, is I add the chicken broth. And again, you can buy it with the roasted garlic already in it. Smell good?
That's wonderful.
You're supposed to add 3 cups. I usually just continue to add it until I get to the taste.
Oh, let me get you a...
This is fine.
Whoa. I think a gremlin hit the studio this last week. One of you switch for your hand.
Okay. What you do is you put in 1 cup of the chicken broth. Flame's a little high. I've never worked on a single burner before. Mobile single burner.
Well, I keep telling people this is a commercial burner. It's not. It's just like if you had 4 of them on a stove. It's small but mighty.
Now I turn the heat down to a simmer.
You can turn it down more.
Turn it up. It'll cook faster this way.
Oh, okay. We have to cook faster.
Time. It's always an issue.
You know, we were talking about Mardi Gras before, and I had some facts on Mardi Gras in one of my books there. I just wanted to mention, this is, if you would put shrimp in here, or if you put beef, ham, chicken, anything you want to cook in with this.
But I would anything like that, shrimp, anything along that line, I would probably add later.
Yeah.
I would put it towards the end of the...
Oh, sure.
Because it'll absorb
even the ham,
juices.
which is smoked, I would use pre-cooked chicken pieces. You know.
I've never had it with...
Yeah, put everything near the end. It's sort of be a jambalaya, which it isn't quite. But I want to mention that Mardi Gras, of course, it's upon us, and it first started in France in about the 1690 something. It was quite a long time ago, and it came to the United States. And
so Tuesday's Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, well, that's true. And here what it's called. It's also called Carnival. Some places call this Carnival, some places call it Mardi Gras. Of course, the one in New Orleans is the best known one around here.
Right.
But if you live on the other side of the Rockies, there's one in California that's bigger. The one in Quebec City has a humongous Mardi Gras. And it's sort of the celebration of there's merrymaking, and it's just to have a good time. It isn't anything more
than...
It's no solemn religious background. It's to have a good time. And one of the things here, I want to read so I get it right.
1 second, Betty.
Okay.
I just wanted to show your viewers that you'll see the rice has already absorbed that entire cup of chicken broth, and I will add you continue to add it. You'll be shocked when you see how much broth this little bit of rice absorbs.
I made something with rice the other day. I made something and had rice in it, and by the time I got done and I cooled it and I cooked it again, it was all the liquid was absorbed, and it was in the regular rice, and that's what happened.
Unbelievable.
Well, Mardi Gras is about 46 days. It starts January 6th, right after the holidays, and it runs for 46 days of parties and all sorts of things. And they're
leading up to Lent.
It's Fat Tuesday is the last day. That's when they really have a good time. And the thing I find interesting, in the beginning of the year, the group of people have their friends. They bake a cake, and there's a baby in it, a little plastic baby. They can't be plastic; it would melt. They cook this baby in the cake, and whoever gets the piece of cake with the baby has to host the next party.
Interesting. Don't add any plastic babies to this dish.
The only thing I did want to mention here, New Orleans has approximately 70 parades in 46 days and up to 60 different marching bands each day. They must not get anything done.
Well, I think it's a big tourist attraction anyway.
Yeah, that is. They're into tourists.
So,
that's one city I want to go. But I want to go to New Orleans at Halloween. They have a cemetery tour, and I'm not morbid, but they have a cemetery tour I'd like to take. Because New Orleans is above sea level.
Right, so
and they
can't
really
bury
anyone below, and they have all these crypts above, and they seem to have they do something with it. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know what they do, but I do want to go to New Orleans. So we're going to cook this down. How much have we used? A can, like?
Well, so far we have used a can. Typically it calls for 3 cups. I have added more than that. And anything, if you want to make more, makes a nice size amount. I mean, it could easily, this particular recipe could probably easily feed 4 with this being a side dish.
This is a little less than 2 cups. It's 14 and a half.
Okay.
2 cups is 16.
Well, I'm basing it on my styrofoam cup.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
So I usually use close to 3 cans of broth when I make this.
Okay. So tell me something then. What do you do at Comcast?
I sell television advertising. So anybody that wants to come on the air,
who wants to buy
television advertising can give me a call.
That's how I met Sean. He was selling advertising.
I met with the Montgomery County Libraries because they had a Power Library campaign they were starting, and they wanted to get their message out there for people to know that they could go to the library, that the computer lab's available all the time. So it was a great cause.
Yeah. Advertising, as much as I guess we get tired of a little bit too much advertising, when you have 8.5 minutes of advertising in your favorite movie, it's a bit much, but it's really an important thing that is needed and pays the bills.
Pays to keep that movie being aired.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to afford to watch it if somebody didn't pay for it.
Now, Betty, do you have advertisers on this show?
No,
for your cooking show?
This is out of the school.
So you can't?
So we can't have advertisers. Though for over 3 years I did go out of PCTV, which was the commercial access channel, and we had advertisers there. It's just a little different format of what we go after. So, it's cooking down again, guys. It's just cooking down.
As you'll see, it's...
You didn't put any salt.
No salt. You can add salt if you like. Again, it's just up for whatever taste you're looking for. You could probably add more vegetables. I prefer onions and peppers. They cook down nice.
Maybe green pepper would be nice with that too.
I didn't have any today.
You didn't have any?
I didn't have any green peppers today.
But that's always a nice color combination. With the
red.
White, yellow, whatever it is.
Right.
Are we going to need more liquid, you think?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Not there yet. So, Betty, how long have you had your cooking show?
Altogether?
Yes.
7 years. I've been, as I said, on PCTV for about 3, and I've been here 4 years. Of course, here we work with the school year.
Right.
So we're not year-round. We have off in the summer, and we come on during the school year. It's been a wonderful experience working with the students and the camera people and the people in the control box. It's a pleasure.
They do a great job.
Well, I always find kids that are interested and kids that are involved in things stay out of trouble, lack of better words. Okay, you have more you're going to put in there?
We're going to add more. This is another cup. I don't know what the size is of a styrofoam cup.
Think of this as no calories. It's all water.
Well, it's not all water. It's chicken broth.
I'm just trying to
so there's some fat in there.
Give people clear conscience.
And my opinion is that it's kind of starchy. That's why it ends up being so creamy. So it adds.
Not bad. A quarter of a cup's 150 calories. No fat.
And you're not going to eat a quarter cup by yourself.
Who isn't?
Okay, well, you can.
A quarter of a cup's not much. That's about one of those little rings we talk about. You know, the one...
See, we usually just eat this. My wife and I actually eat the whole serving.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
it's that's more than a quarter of a cup.
It's so good.
Quarter of a cup isn't very much. I have to tell you this. Richard Simmons has a saying, which I'm sure... I hope he doesn't sue me for saying it on TV, but he always says that a half a cow is not a portion.
A half a cow?
It's not a portion.
You need a whole...
I guess, people are always trying to cut back, and portions are everything, they claim.
Well, that's what they say. They say if you go out to dinner, you shouldn't eat. A restaurant may give you an entire pound of pasta with a dish that you order, but you don't want to. You should really only eat a half a cup. Half a cup of cooked pasta is an order.
Yeah, that's my theory. I know it's hard to do for restaurants, and they'll hate me for saying this, but if they gave you half as much food and charged half as much money.
I know you always hear people today say, "Oh, I wish I would have." They didn't give you enough.
I hate when you get. I don't like smorgasbords.
I can never finish most of what I get anyway. So
I don't like smorgasbords at all. They just too much food, and I get. Well, I don't eat as much in a smorgasbord because I watch other people eating, and I can't get over how much they eat. So then I don't eat. That's a good way to. Maybe I should go to more smorgasbord. And you're really boiling this down yet, huh?
Yes. Well, it's not so much boiling down as it is that the rice is absorbing it.
Simmering it down.
I'm simmering
sorry,
and the rice
wrong
is
word.
absorbing it.
How old is your son?
He just turned 1 in January.
Oh, does he sing and dance?
He dances, but he does not sing. He's not speaking yet either.
Oh.
He says little things, ABC and dad, mama.
The things you taught him.
Baba. Food.
The major words in life,
Right. Right, mom, dad, and food.
Yeah, if you know a couple words, you can make it all through life.
That's true.
This smells so good. I'm gonna.
It does.
I know it's not done.
Well, you can tell me if it's still al dente. If it's pretty. The
Yeah,
rice
I like
is hard.
things like that. I don't want to burn myself. I say that every week, and every week I burn myself. Just a little more, the rice.
Right. It's a little al dente. That's why I said I typically, the chef told me, do 3 cups. I usually go a little bit further along with it to make it a little softer.
Yeah.
A little softer, rather.
Yeah, you need softer. It's a little starchy, yeah.
Okay.
This is so simple. I don't mean
it really
take
is.
Away.
And most people,
but people are
in their
scared
mind,
to death to make it.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Because you have to be attendant to it. You have to be there all the time. You have to be watching it.
Yes, you do.
You can't
Stir it.
walk away and do something else. We have a little more time, so we can watch it cook down.
Are we running out of time?
We're going to cook pretty soon, but what we'll do, don't worry about it. We'll just let it continue to cook, and
That's okay.
and then we'll eat it afterwards when it's all cooked.
The crew here gets to eat it.
Yeah, the crew gets to eat. That's their pay. Sometimes we don't make. This would have been something too good if you made a batch before you got here.
No, it would have been. No,
so.
Actually, we save it. If
Do
we don't finish it, I save it, and it's great the next day as well. If you heat it back up, or I've even eaten it cold.
Oh, I like cold stuff. I love spaghetti cold.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I'm not a
The
huge
morning
spaghetti
after.
fan.
Cold spaghetti is great. Like if you have it for dinner or
Right.
company. I prefer a lot of things cold, like cold vegetables. I like them hot when you have them, but like the
Right.
next day, I don't like to warm them over.
Just want to taste this. Add a little bit more chicken broth. That should do it.
Think?
You just have to let it simmer down.
And you can serve this with almost anything, huh?
It's a great side dish. It's great if you add mussels to it. You can serve it as the main dish, but you can do anything as a side dish. This will accompany steak, any red meat, pork. It's just a great side dish.
You say mussels. Now, when you put the mussels in, do you have them in shells or unshelled?
I have already prepared them, and then I just add them back in.
Let them open up in there? Or?
No. I cook them separate, and then I add them in here.
Okay. Well, it's going to keep cooking for a little while, I guess. And we're going to have to go. But it's wonderful. It's great. It's I think the camera can see how good it is. Even
maybe we'll put up a shot of it at the end.
There's a little bit of liquid, more liquid than you really need, but that'll boil down real quickly.
It'll get to be a pasty. You'll be able to tell. And then when you taste it, you don't want the rice to be hard. You want it to be softer, more of a pasty consistency. And it's ready. And then you can just take it and serve it any way you like.
Listen, thank you very much for
Betty,
coming.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I know.
We finally got here, and maybe you can talk your wife into coming with her red pepper soup. Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's very involved, so I don't know. I did try to get her to come today and make
but she didn't come, huh?
Did not.
Well, we'll get her another time. We'll get you a film of this, and you can take it home and show her.
How easy it was to come on television.
I'm going to sit here and watch you cook, you know? You think it's...
It's good. It'll get... I just didn't think... maybe it's the burner that it wasn't... I'm not on my stove at home.
You know what you can do?
Maybe give you a sample of it. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not a sample as much as drain a little bit. I'll put it in here and let them see it, and then we'll put it back in and we'll cook it again. Yeah.
Now this is a little runny, but it would be a much thicker consistency.
I'm going to put it here. I don't know. Whoops. Move the table. I don't know if they can get that dish. If they can't, we'll just keep cooking, and there it is. That's basically what it's a rice dish.
Yes, it is.
That is a little runny. There's a little more water. It hasn't cooked down. It's still going to cook maybe another 5-6 minutes.
As soon as all the broth is gone, it's finished.
As soon as all the broth is gone, so will we be gone.
Yes. Sorry about that you didn't get to see it.
No, that's
completed.
Okay. You never know, you also don't know how long it takes to cook down. So listen. This is Betty Banjack and Sean Lee for Look Who's Cooking, and we'll see you real soon now. Bye.